Hey peoples, this is GreenXI, welcoming you right back to Let's Play Danganronpa V3. This is episode 32. In the last episode, we found a pretty major suspect, and we found out that Angie was probably moved around quite a bit during her murder, during her 2 attacks. So, let's get going, see if we can finish it this episode. We should be able to.
What? It was wrapped around her head to stop the bleeding while she was being carried.
Bloody tape? Donta didn't notice at all.
It was under the body. It's most likely evidence the culprit should have gotten rid of. But since it was hidden, the culprit didn't notice and failed to dispose of it.
It must have fallen as the fatal blow was dealt, and ended up under her body.
It must have been Atua who did that for us.
What? Atua? How long are you going to keep that up?
Now we know most of the mystery behind Angie's murder.
I'm convinced there's only one person who could have killed Angie.
Okay, and we are going to select the same person we thought it was before, which, you know, sort of makes it feel like a little bit of waste of time, but at the same time they needed to make sure, obviously.
It has to be you! It's you, Kyo. You killed Angie.
What the fuck? So it's true!
Well, that was obvious. Such a boring, obvious answer.
You killed both of them. Why did you kill them?
In terms of pure logic, only one victim was necessary to win.
Why? Why you killed them both?
I think one of the murders was an accident.
An accident?
That's right. It wasn't part of the plan.
Huh? Which one?
The murder that was an accident. Well, the one that moved around a million times. It's got to be Angie, because it wasn't planned either. It didn't have the whole cage thing going on.
That's it! Angie's murder was an accident.
What? Tango wasn't accident?
That's right. Kyo originally planned to kill someone with a seesaw trick. But while he was making preparations in the empty room, Angie walked in. So he decided to kill her in order to keep her from talking.
She just happened to walk in on the culprit setting up and was killed.
Then, you should have just stopped there. Once he killed Angie, there was no reason for him to kill Tanko!
You only needed to kill one for this game. Killing 2 is pointless. If you get bonus points for killing more, then sure. Otherwise, it leaves more clues behind.
Why, Kyo? Why you killed 2 of our friends?
What on earth are you talking about? No, I'm not the culprit. So, why is everyone looking at me like I am? Why? Why are they? Why is it? Calm yourself, Korekio. Yes. You mustn't raise your voice. You mustn't stutter. You mustn't lose composure. You mustn't become flustered. You mustn't waver. Look at their horrid faces. This sorry lot is not worth agonizing over. You're right. Yeah, you're right.
There he goes again. What the hell's wrong with him?
It almost seems like he's talking with someone. Someone? He's just talking to himself! And why the hell is he wearing lipstick?
No matter how loudly you protest, this is a trivial matter. I will never acknowledge your allegations. Not a single one of them. But you see, there is no evidence that I killed Angie. No, I will not acknowledge it. I will only acknowledge facts, true events. I won't acknowledge fiction, mystery. I won't acknowledge your deductions or guesses. Well said. Good job, Korekio. Yes, thanks.
Creeps me the fuck out!
No evidence? There's no evidence that he killed Angie?
There is evidence.
What? You do realize bluffs like that won't work, yes?
The weapon that was used to knock Angie unconscious in the empty room. That weapon tells us the whole story, Kyo.
That's not possible. I think you may have misunderstood. Apologize. Come on, apologize. 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 Come on. Apologize. 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 Apologize.
Seriously, what the hell's happening?
I have no idea what's happening with Kyo. But I know what weapon he used on Angie. I have to prove it to him.
I have nothing to admit. You are simply wrong. Yes, I'm not the culprit. So I have nothing to confess. I have nothing to admit. You are simply wrong. Why must you force your delusions on us? Your logic? That's merely a delusion. Well said, Pinocchio. To continue this debate is meaningless. Why must you force your delusions on us? Your logic? That's merely a delusion. I told you I am not the culprit. So why are you looking at me like that? You're all wrong, not me. Pinocchio speaks the truth. Such a sorry lot. Apologize. 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 I told you I am not the culprit. So why are you looking at me like that? You're all wrong, not me. Pinocchio speaks the truth. Such a sorry lot. Apologize. 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 I told you I am not the culprit. So why are you looking at me like that? You're all wrong, not me. Pinocchio speaks the truth. You have no proof that Correggio is the killer.
It ends here! Kyo hit Angie with the same floorboard used in the seesaw trick.
I see. And how do you know the floorboard was the murder weapon?
There was a small patch of dried blood on the underside of the floorboard. Angie's blood? Blood that spattered there when the culprit struck Angie with the board. But that's not the only evidence that she was hit with that floorboard. There's also the blood stain under the floor to consider. For that to be there, the floorboard must not have been in place at the time of the attack.
Good point. Had the floorboard been in place, her blood wouldn't have splattered beneath it.
Kyo's earlier confession is further evidence that the floorboard was used.
How?
If the weapon used to hit Angie is the floorboard from the seesaw trick,
It means the culprit knew about the seesaw, so the same person killed Tenko and Angie. I believe that while Kyo was setting up the seesaw, he was holding the board when Angie walked in.
And he cold-cocked her with the floorboard!
all you can do now is accept it. You even confessed to Tenko's murder already.
That's true. This is the truth.
Looks like we're almost at the end. All right, Shuichi, I'll leave the finale to you. Bring down the house.
Ichi, please, put an end to this. For Angie and Tenko's sake. End this class trial.
I understand. I'll go over everything one more time. Kyo, I want you to confess. No, I will force you to confess.
Okie doke, let's get this going. Who's the culprit with the saw in the empty room? See what we got actually available to us first. Move the gold leaf katana, no. Small stone himiko bro, no, I don't think so. Sickle place to kill. I don't think that's anything we can do yet. What weapon knocked Angie unconscious? That's the board. There we go. Okay, next up. What was compressing the injury on Angie's head while she was carried? That would be the sticky duct tape. But yeah, what weapon killed Angie? I thought... we'll come back to that. Whose effigy was stabbed with a katana? That would be Kaito's, but I don't think we've got that open to us yet. The handle of the spinning katana. Hit the sliding lock. Okay. When Angie's body was found, who unlocked the door? I don't think we've got that yet. What object did Tenko rest her forehead on during the seance? I think we have that. Or is it two? Small stone. What weapon did the culprit set up on the iron cage? I think it's referring to the knife, right? The sickle knife. We'll try it. Yeah, okay. I don't know why I got so confused with that one. Who besides Kokichi was responsible for extinguishing the candles? I don't think we got that yet. How's the culprit able to move around in the darkness during the seance? That's touch, but let's have a look. Path made with salt. Could be that. Yeah. Next up, when the culprit approached the cage... no. How'd the magic circle get erased? No, it was one of the earlier ones we saw then somewhere. Stabbed with a katana? No. What weapon killed Angie? Who's the culprit? Okay, I think it must be referring to this one. Yeah. Okay, so that unlocks quite a few, well, all the rest of our little answers. As opposed to big answers, obviously. God knows, just ignore me. Who's the culprit with the saw in the empty room? Culprit with the saw. Cut crosspiece under the... Is that what I was referring to? Yeah. Not a literal question then. Whose effigy was stabbed? That's Kaito's. Yep. Next up. When Angie's body was found, who unlocked the door? That's Kokichi with his lockpicking. Yep. Who besides Kokichi was responsible for extinguishing Shuichi? When the culprit approached the cage, stumped hard. Footsteps contaminated in the scene, yeah. No? Oh, it was the stomping hard. Oh, of course it was, yeah. Because that's how they did the killing. How'd the magic circle get erased? Yeah. Footsteps. See you in a sec.
This is the truth of the case! Let's look back at the first murder. It was late last night. The culprit was in the empty room on the 4th floor. The culprit was preparing the seance murder they had planned. To use the floorboard as a seesaw, they had to cut the crosspiece supporting it. The plan was to make the same preparations for all 3 empty rooms. This would divert suspicion away from the culprit and whoever picked a room. To cut the crosspieces, they needed a saw. I imagine they got one from the warehouse. They were planning to cut the crosspieces in all 3 rooms. However, when the culprit was working on the middle room, the unexpected happened. Angie walked into that room and saw the culprit making their preparations. She needed some fire for the ritual and had gone to the room for a candle. At that point, the culprit had not finished the setup and was just cutting crosspieces. Angie might not have concluded that it was tied to some kind of murder plan. But now that Angie had seen it, the culprit couldn't use the seesaw trick. Any other person might have just given up, but not our culprit. The culprit took the floorboard they loosened and struck the unsuspecting Angie in the head. The culprit did not want to give up on their plan and had to improvise. They wrapped duct tape around Angie's injury to stop the bleeding. Then they picked up her unconscious body and carried her to a research lab. While she was unconscious, the culprit hurried to tie up this loose end. But because they were in a hurry, they made a crucial oversight. They didn't notice the duct tape had peeled off and was under Angie's body. Without that evidence, we may never have figured out the culprit's trick. Carrying the supplies they needed, the culprit returned to the ultimate art lab. Locked the front door from inside, and took out the katana they brought from their own lab. They then stabbed Angie in the back of the neck, finally killing her. Then, to further confuse us, the culprit attempted to make a locked room mystery. First, they used rope from the warehouse and hung 4 effigies upside down. There were 2 reasons for this: to overwhelm the room with an occult atmosphere, and the other was the key to locking the room. The culprit stuck the katana into Kaede's effigy near the rear entrance. And spun the effigy around to twist up the rope. After enough turns, the culprit left. Once released, the effigy began spinning, and the gold leaf katana with it. The handle of the katana then hit the sliding lock, locking the door. A difficult trick, but remember that the lock was so loose it moved at the slightest touch. The culprit also would have had the opportunity to attempt it many times. Once complete, the door was locked, but the duct tape was left behind. Perhaps the culprit noticed it, but by that point, it was too late. The room was sealed. There was no way for them to get back inside. Then, this morning, we opened up the room and discovered Angie's body. But the culprit wasn't finished. They wanted one more murder. To do that, they manipulated us into performing this seance. Of the 3 empty rooms, the middle one was chosen for the seance. I was invited by Kokichi to take Kibo's place in the seance. Tenko volunteered to be the medium, but she never imagined it would get her killed. To perform the seance, the culprit claimed they needed something for Tenko. A small stone that Himiko had brought from the courtyard. Tenko, at the culprit's request, bowed her head until it was touching the stone. That position was instrumental in making sure the murder went as planned. Next, Kokichi and I placed the iron cage over Tenko in the middle of the magic circle. The culprit then volunteered to drape the white cloth over the iron cage. We didn't realize it at the time, but that was a deliberate decision by the culprit. They needed to set up the murder weapon that was used to kill Tenko. While they were covering the cage with a cloth, they secretly placed the sickle. Finally, 4 of us placed the wooden statue on top of the cage. The culprit used the weight of the statue to keep the murder weapon in place. After the preparations were complete, we began the seance. In complete darkness, we each stood in one corner and sang the Caged Child song. When the song finished, the soul of the dead was supposed to enter the medium. But our culprit had another plan, to commit a murder in the darkness. Right after we started singing, the culprit began making their way toward Tenko. It would have been quite difficult to do in total darkness, but our culprit had a guide. They used the lines of the magic circle drawn with salt. The culprit felt for the salt and used it to guide them along. And when the culprit reached the center of the circle, they found the floorboard that had its crosspiece cut off the night before. Then lifted up their foot and stomped down hard on the floorboard. The floorboard lifted up like a seesaw and pushed Tenko's body up toward the ceiling of the cage. Tenko was stabbed in the back of the neck by the sickle on the top of the cage. She was killed right before our eyes, and we didn't even see it. After committing the crime, the culprit followed the salt back to their corner, finished the ritual, and had us light the candles. We followed the culprit's directions and removed the equipment used for the seance. And discovered Tenko's body. And while we were all focused on the body, the culprit picked up the sickle and dropped it under the floor through the hole in the corner of the room. Ironically, the final step of the murder was unwittingly carried out by us. The culprit had planned the murder so that we would unintentionally destroy some evidence. That evidence was the magic circle that the culprit used to navigate in the dark. However, the culprit didn't know that Kibo had taken a picture. He really saved us. Without that, we wouldn't know what changes were made to the circle. But now we know for certain, and we know the culprit drew the magic circle. Korekio Shinguchi, the ultimate anthropologist. You're the culprit behind these murders. That's where my detective work leads us. It all fits.
Sweet Korekio. There are times when it's necessary to admit defeat. Admit? Yeah. Okay.
So you finally admit you did it.
Unfortunately. Yes. Yes. It's unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. My one regret, my only regret, was not being able to make 100 friends.
100 friends?
It was my dream to make 100 friends. Oh, it's so unfortunate! I was so close to 100!
What are you talking about? I do not understand a word of this.
Who gives a fuck? Let's vote for this kooky bastard and be done with this already!
Roger that! One voting time! Coming up!
The heart racing excitement as...
The heart racing excitement! As the blackened and the spotless finally face off, it's voting time!
Now then, it seems the voting has finished. Let's see the result. Who'll be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one?
Yeah, we made it! The comic book part was so long in this one, wasn't it? It was a bit. Anyway, I think we're back to talking now, so you get to hear my sniffles full on. So lucky. Seriously? You're correct again? Amazing. That's the third correct verdict in a row. If you manage to get 12 correct verdicts in a row, you'll proceed to the bonus round. How's this gonna last that long?
For now.
It's finally over.
No.
No, not yet. I haven't heard his answer yet. Kyo, why? Why did you kill Angie and Tenko?
Right.
Yeah, you don't need to kill them both, no matter what motive he have.
Oh.
Motive?
Hey!
Did your motive have something to do with the transfer student who was resurrected? Even if it did though, how did that trigger a murder?
Hey.
Don't tell me, you're actually scared of the resurrection ritual, Kaito.
Shut up!
Shut up! Never said I was scared. The resurrection ritual had nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it? Because we're friends, I'll tell you. I never once believed in the ritual. I would never kill someone over such a silly thing as that.
What?
So it has nothing to do with the motive?
Yeah?
Then why?
Yes.
For the one that I love.
There is
someone that I love. From the bottom of my heart, someone so dear, someone I long for.
I love her with all my heart, and she loves me with all her heart. Yes, we vowed an endless love to each other, forever bound by fate. None can come between us. We are bound by an intense love, no matter what anyone says.
Bragging about your perfect love life? Fuck you. Some of us aren't that lucky. So to see this lover of yours, you had to escape. That's why you killed Angie and Tenko. But why did you need to kill both? If you had asked if I did it to escape this place, answer would be no.
Wonderful.
So I have no need to escape this place. The one I love is inside. Inside? Don't look at me. I'm not his lover.
Yeah.
Calm down. No one would want a disgusting shit-faced, shit-stuffed bitch like you anyway.
Curse blue!
What? The what? Kyo, who is it? Who's the person you love?
Hey.
Is it really one of us? When I say inside, I do not mean inside this academy. I mean inside me. That's the one I love. Lives inside me, my dearest sister. Sister? Don't look at me. I'm not his sister. Oh, duh. If you were his sister, he would have killed himself already.
Wait.
Your sister? But didn't you say she was your lover?
Whatever is the matter.
It's not that difficult. My sister is my lover.
I loved her so deeply. And she loved me so deeply. The fact that we were siblings meant nothing to us. They called it forbidden love. But none could stop the love we shared. Oh, how I longed for my sister's warmth. The only time I felt at peace was when I was enveloped in my sister's warmth. For my beloved sister.
I had to. Let's escape from here, right? But it reminds me of Code Veronica so much. No, I had to kill for her.
Huh?
Yeah? Sister was very sickly. She was always in and out of the hospital ever since she was a child. Because of that, she didn't have many friends. She always seemed so lonely.
However,
Even if I could be her little brother and her lover, I couldn't be her friend. So I thought I'd find her some friends. Friends for my dear deceased sister.
huh?
Deceased?
Do you understand?
My sister is now a ghost, so her friends should be ghosts too, right?
For my
For sister's
beloved
sake,
sister.
I've killed many to send her 100 friends. They were all wonderful people, worthy of being sister's friends. What? This is too impossible to understand. Too impossible.
Sister.
Sister is very happy. Yes, Korikyo, I'm very happy. Thanks to you, I am not lonely. Could it be that the lipstick version of Kyo is...
I am correct.
I am Korikyo's older sister. Thank you for looking after my little brother. What the hell? After I lost my beloved sister, I was so distraught I nearly went mad. But sister came to me
I am
to
pleased.
save me. She visited me during one of my seances and stayed inside me.
Sister.
Now I can see her whenever I want. I'm never lonely.
Correctio.
That's wonderful, Korikyo. Your love made the impossible possible.
Are you serious?
You serious? Is this really a spirit?
I told
It's just
you.
delusional. What a sad girl who can't believe in the power of love.
Ew.
Either way, he's totally out of his mind. I mean, he killed for a dead chick. You said you killed a lot already, right? So it wasn't just the two you killed here?
What was
What?
that?
Seems like he was already crazy before he got here.
Because...
You didn't kill to escape from here. That wasn't your purpose from the get-go. You just wanted to slaughter a bunch, huh?
Unacceptable.
Do not make me out to be some bloodthirsty, indiscriminate killer. I only kill girls who I think are worthy of being sister's friends.
Huh?
Only girls? I see. So when you were deciding on who should be the medium. Before that, let's choose a spiritual medium who would work best with a girl. Aha! You said it would work best with a girl. I spent my time evaluating all the girls here.
Wonderful.
Besides Maki and Miu, they were all worthy. All worthy of being sister's friends. All worthy?
Why you?
How come I'm not included? I mean, not like I care. Then the second victim, could it be me? Tenko died in place of me? Ooh. Then I'll do it. I can't think of anyone but me that Anshi's spirit should go in. No, I'll do it. Himiko would have been great, but Tenko volunteering made me so happy. Her noble, earnest heart made her a perfect friend for sister.
Wonderful.
She even infiltrated the student council to protect Himiko. Huh? Infiltrate? Really? But how did you? It was obvious to me. I've studied many people. Yes, she stood up against the darkness of the school all by herself. All for her beloved friend. I was so touched by that. Wonderful. She was a perfect friend for sister. I can't understand why you didn't like her, Himiko. I was planning on having you become sister's friend too, eventually.
No way.
What? You do all that for... Wow, did all that just to kill? If you'd go that far, that's pretty impressive. You were interested in the caged child, just so you could use it to kill someone, right?
Let's see.
It interested me as an anthropologist, of course, but more than that,
For my
wanted to kill for
beloved
sister. I cannot deny that overpowering feeling.
Are you
Kaito,
okay?
you okay? You look kinda pale. Don't worry about it. Let's focus on Kyo right now. Allow me to explain now. I did not plan to kill both of them. I knew I would have plenty of chances after escaping the place. But Angie walked in on me, preparing, and I ended up killing her a different way. So I figured I may as well kill someone else too. After all, it would be a shame to just waste the seance trick I prepared.
What is that?
Talking like you killed her just because you could. No, not just because I could. I'm sending another friend to sister. Yeah, we get it.
Correctio.
Kokyo, such a thoughtful little brother, but it was bad to get greedy. You're right. Because of that, now I can't send 100 friends to sister. You understand now? Those were the circumstances of Korikyo's crime. I don't understand. It's all too impossible for me to understand.
Why?
Right. Killing 2 friends for your dead sister? That's wrong. That's so wrong. Oh, don't get so worked up. It's something I learned after sister's death.
Do not
Death
worry.
only changes a person's form. The soul lives on as a ghost.
That's right.
That's right. Even though I'm a ghost now, I'm always by Korikyo's side. Thank you, sister. I love you. Cut it out already. I don't understand anything you're saying. Nothing makes sense. It's not fair. Why did Angie and Tenko have to die for something so unfair? Because death is unfair. All deaths are unfair deaths. Why do you think news stations get such high ratings when they're reporting about death? Because everyone likes unfair deaths.
Maybe.
If we look at it that way, like that, this whole killing game embodies that philosophy, right? Gifted high school students forced to play a killing game. If people were watching this, they would get a kick out of it. People were watching this? Knock off the bullshit. Only sick fucks would enjoy watching this.
You got
Well, yeah,
me.
if I wasn't in the killing game, I would have so much fun watching this.
So then,
The nature of this killing game is yet shrouded in mystery. But my role in it is over. I have finished my explanation to you, friends. I think I shall go and see her now, my beloved sister. I was unable to send her 100 friends, but at least I can see her again now. It's alright, sweet Korokio. Come to me. Looks like you're already prepared. Now then, let's get started. It's the moment you've all been waiting for. It's punishment time. Punishment time. My beloved sister. At long last, I'll finally get to see you again.
That's right.
From now on, no one will try to stop us. We can be together without having to hide our love from each other. Or from others. Wait, I can't accept this. Like I said, there's no such thing as a death that can't be accepted. Why do you think so many different cultures have funeral rites? Why do you think rumours of ways to resurrect the dead never cease? The living must find a reason, however forced, to accept death when it happens. How you come to terms with death also determines how you live, yes?
What was that?
That was the answer I reached. How about you? How will you live a life that faces death? I've prepared a special punishment for the ultimate anthropologist. Korokio, Shinguji. I'll watch you all as a ghost. As your friend, I'll watch over you. Honestly, I can't remember this one too much.
That's right.
It won't be just me and Korokio. All those who died will be watching. I'll be watching to see how you face the death of your friends. I'll be watching forever and ever.
It's punishment time!
That was probably the worst of it. Betrayal from his sister's spirit. What? No, one of them. Why? What the? To think my cute child would commit suicide. It's so cute. It's so freaking cute that he would kill himself because he couldn't get along. Monodam committed suicide. Had I known this would happen, I would have been nicer to him. The only reason Monodam obsessed over getting along was because everyone but me bullied him. Yes, other Monocubs drove him to suicide, but not me. Eh? Who's Monodam? You already forgot? That's kind of scary. Well, looks like another class trial's wrapped up without incident, so I'm gonna take back the Necronomicon. Seems like a waste though. You guys sure you don't want to use it? You guys should have brought someone back to life and added them to your roster. How long are you gonna keep talking about that? Ignore him. The whole resurrection ritual is obviously a lie. He's just trying to shake us mentally to get us to panic. I'm assuming you'll think another murder will happen if you do that, right? Who can say? What a waste. If none of you were going to use it, you should have let me have it. Then I could have resurrected one of my dead siblings. Which one? I don't know. They're all pretty terrible, actually. Did one of us die? I could have sworn it's been just the two of us this whole time. It's too bad you missed your chance to raise the dead. That's what you get for doubting me. Too bad.
So long. Farewell.
Ah, made it through another one. Even now, he still talks about raising the dead. Man, this is stupid. What people believe in is up to them, but living people shouldn't have to suffer because of the dead. The living are more precious than the dead, no matter what. It's not something a coward like you should say. Shut up. Leave me alone. There's one thing this case taught me. I thought there was a god watching over us, but there isn't after all. Not in this academy. Yeah, right.
You're right.
Well, that's why we have to work together, right? Face it together. Our ultimate talents are the best weapons we have. Then Gonta do his best to keep everyone safe. Gonta want to protect everyone. But your talent is entomology. I don't want Shuichi to use his ultimate talent anymore. I'm getting sick of class trials. You're right. Hey, your talent as an assassin is way more trouble. When are you going to use that, huh? I work hard until everyone trusts my ultimate talent. May not be possible now, but I'll put in the effort so everyone can trust me. I won't run away anymore. I want to survive and escape this place with everyone. Maki. I see. I wonder how long that'll last. What if your true calling as a killer shows? Don't underestimate her. Maki Roll's one of my sidekicks. I don't remember being your sidekick. Also, didn't I tell you to stop calling me Maki Roll? You guys are so close now. This must be the powerful bond of friendship. But I would have preferred it to happen sooner, especially not after losing 7 people. You're right. Only 9 people left now. What do you know? The dumbass can't do basic math. Are there really 9 left? I thought there were less. That's right. 7 pieces of shit have been flushed away, and only 9 remain. By that calculation, doesn't that make you one of the pieces? Just 9 of us. Humans are like weeds, too numerous to count. 7 of us dead doesn't mean much in the end. That's totally what the heartless robot is thinking, right? Right? No, I'm not thinking that. Your blatant robophobia is simply inexcusable. But hey, none of us gave up, right? I know we're all gonna escape. I'm not gonna rely on a god, spirits, or the dead. Just you guys. I believe in all of you. Kaito. You're right, those of us who remain can start over. Hold up, Keyboy needs to apologize to everyone for the whole student council thing. There's only one kind of apology that I'm willing to accept. Yank your head off and smash it onto the ground with all your strength. Got that? I've never heard of such an intense form of apology. Seems like everything's settled for now. Even though we're missing her. Himiko, you okay? Anything Gonta can do to help? You can tell Gonta. I think we should let her have some space for now. That might be best for her. I remember how I felt. Oh, Gonta understand. God, Himiko is such a liar. Personally, I don't think lies are exactly a bad thing. Let's face it, you wouldn't have any free will if the world was comprised with just the truth. But even then, I don't think it's good to lie to yourself, you know. What are you saying? Think about Himiko's feelings a little bit. I only said this because I thought about it. Himiko's been lying to herself about her own feelings, so she's been holding back. What are you repressing? Why are you trying so hard to hold back? Hold back? Expressing your feelings is perfectly natural. You shouldn't feel ashamed at all. So if you feel like crying while you're talking to Angie, go ahead and cry your eyes out. So you'll feel better when you do. I mean, laughing makes you feel better too. Venting your anger onto something can really cheer you up. Train your heart by crying, laughing, venting your anger, Himiko. Tenko, Angie, I'm so lonely. I'm so lonely without you two. By God, I survive. I still can't go to where you are. But I'm lonely. I'm so lonely without the both of you. Himiko. Damn it. Ugh. Himiko cried for a long time. She cried as if she was releasing all the emotions she had bottled up inside. Before we knew it, as if lured by her doing so, we began crying. The tears we shed, I can't even describe it. We were crying about what we had been through and what was to come. Sadness, hatred, frustration, discord, anger, love. Tears filled with emotion. But at the very least, they weren't tears of submission. They were tears to push us forward. After a while, Himiko finally calmed down. However,
Is she hard to carry, Gonta?
No, she fine.
She's sleeping very peacefully.
She's all tuckered out after crying. Robots sleep well after leaking their oils too, right?
I have told you many times that I do not use oil as my fuel source.
But wow, that really surprised me. She passed out as soon as she stopped crying.
Yeah, but she looks so peaceful sleeping like that.
She probably felt better after letting it all out, don't you think?
Yeah, I hope so.
Then Gonta carry Himiko to her room.
Make sure you focus real good on your back, you hear me? You'll need that focus if you want to feel her little mosquito bites poking ya!
There's no way he'd do such a thing. Gonta is a gentleman after all.
While we were heading back to the dorms, I suddenly noticed Kaito had stopped in his tracks. Kaito, what's wrong? Oh, nothing. I just wanted to get some night air. Don't worry about me. Go on ahead. Are you sure? Anyway, don't do something like this again, okay? If you dislike scary things, then you should have said so earlier. I thought you were sick. You worried about me? Yeah, worried about your stupidity. Still not warmed up to me, huh? Maybe not, but I feel like the walls we had up are coming down a little, you know? Perhaps those walls were her enemies. Seems like she doesn't want to wait anymore. Yeah, because of me? Maybe, but you sound like you're bragging, Kaito. But like I said, I'm gonna get some air before I go back. You can go on ahead. Sure, got it. See you tomorrow. Yeah, see you tomorrow. After our goodbyes, I returned to my dorm room. I didn't notice what was going on with Kaito. Cough.
Damn it! I don't have time to be dying. I still haven't gone into space yet. Damn it. No way am I gonna die here. No way.
And we see a potential motive for Kaito to kill. Possibly if he wants to escape and go into space before dying. I don't know. You never know with this game how things are going to turn out, yeah. Anyways, 2 died in that chapter that I wasn't too fussed on, Angie and Tenko. I mean, I didn't mind them, but, you know. And I quite liked Kyo. So I'm a bit gutted he died, especially since he had such an alternate side to him. Her, him. But there we go. That's how that chapter turned out. The horror chapter. Next up... it's a goodie. It's very different from any other chapter we've had so far in any of the games, if it's the one I'm thinking of. So, this has been Greeny XI. Hope you've enjoyed chapter 3. I'll see you again in a bit when we make a start on chapter 4. And see how it all kicks off again. In a bit, folks.